Welcome to my channel.
Keep it glassy. 3 reasons to ditch plastic, even the BPA-free stuff. Even though the health dangers associated with bisphenol A, BPA, have been known for more than 70 years, it wasn't until recently that manufacturers began ditching the stuff due to rising public awareness. For consumers, among the chief concerns was BPA's estrogen-mimicking effects, which, in addition to throwing off the body's natural hormone balance, was linked to a cavalcade of health problems, including reproductive issues, birth defects, breast cancer, heart and liver disease and neurological disorders. In the face of mounting evidence and consumer alarm over BPA exposure, plastics manufacturers managed to turn the crisis in consumer confidence into an opportunity. What did they do? They flooded the market with hundreds of BPA-free products, and voila! Problem solved, for them, at least. With the arrival of all those new BPA-free, seemingly greener, safer products on the shelves, consumers who'd sworn off BPA-laced plastics could once again enjoy plastic's convenience without fear of toxicity. It turns out, though, it was a classic case of too good to be true. Unfortunately, it's come to pass that many BPA-free alternatives are now testing out to be as dangerous as the BPA originals, and in some cases may be even more damaging to your health. So much so that a number of experts studying BPA and their toxic cousins now advise cutting exposure by ditching plastic altogether, be it BPA-free or otherwise. So do I. Here's why. You're ingesting a lot more BPA than you think. Because manufacturers are under no obligation to disclose the chemicals in the plastics they produce, most of us are unknowingly coming into contact with these endocrine-disrupting devils multiple times a day. They're leaching BPA and other unknown chemicals into our bodies through our food containers, water bottles, PVC water pipes, canned foods and even receipt paper. Unless you're making an extremely conscious effort, BPA is tough to avoid, and unfortunately, buying BPA-free products isn't the answer either. BPA-free doesn't mean healthy or toxin-free. When consumer pressure all but forced the plastics industry to come up with BPA-free alternatives, consumers got them all right, but what they got wasn't free of dangerous chemicals, just BPA. Among the more popular replacements for BPA were other members of the bisphenol family, particularly bisphenol S, bits per second, which has similar endocrine-disrupting effects. So the switcheroo from BPA to bits per second and other chemical replacements didn't result in a greener, healthier, or safer product, just a chemically different one, whose potential effects are even less known. According to greenmedinfo.com, bits per second may actually be worse due to its relative inability to biodegrade as well as its potential to accumulate in the body for longer periods of time. The government's not looking out for you either. Government does a lot of things well, but protecting consumers from chemical and toxic exposure isn't one of them. What's really frightening is that laws regulating everyday chemicals are not only weak, they're also really old. They've not kept up with the times. A case in point, the primary law that's supposed to keep us safe, Toxic Substances Control Act, dates back to 1976. As it stands now, chemical companies aren't obligated to prove their products are safe, so there's little incentive to study their toxicity, or make public the results of their studies when and if they are conducted. With this laissez-faire business model, trusting chemical companies to care about your safety seems to me a bit like a game of wellness Russian roulette. Be Well Solutions. So what's the rational workaround in our plastic-wrapped world? Here are a few simple ideas to help limit exposure. Never, ever, cook or microwave plastic containers, regardless of the manufacturer's designation. When you get home from shopping, transfer foods into glass containers for storage. Taking a salad to the office for lunch? Use a mason jar instead of a plastic container. Going to the gym? Try a glass-lined bottle like the ones by Life Factory or one made of stainless steel. Buy whole, Unprocessed foods wrapped in as little packaging as possible. Collecting receipts for tax time. Use gloves when handling them or wash hands immediately afterwards. How else to sidestep some of the chemicals that can leach into your food and body? Here's the Washington Post's very wise list of items to avoid and their alternatives. Avoid hard plastic sports bottles, plastic food storage containers, food wrap, hard and flexible packaging, deli containers, plastic bags, baby bottle components, nipple, ring, liner, etc., plastic dinnerware and plates, non-stick cookware, plastic cleaning products, thermal receipt paper, canned food and drink, tissue paper and toilet paper. Alternatives: stainless steel water bottles, ceramic plates and dishes, unbleached wax paper, anything made from wool, cotton, hemp or plastic-free, biodegradable fibers. Plastic-free cleaning products, such as baking soda, vinegar and essential oils. Stainless steel or cast iron cookware. Glass blender. Wire salad spinner. Stainless steel ice cube tray. Natural rubber gloves. Recycled, individually wrapped toilet paper. Bar soap. Handkerchief.